don't know if I can draw this well enough. Birthday present? It's my birthday? Yeah, the thought was there. Anyway, yay, it's finally my birthday. Hey guys, so here we are, getting a late start because I was half ditched, as predicted, I guess. And I'm gonna record going a little bit to get started because I'm going to take the back way, which is like the side, not the side roads, like little streets, but not the highway either. It's only like an extra 10 minutes. I am behind schedule than what I would like to have been because I was waiting for said person to see if they were ditching me or not. So I'm not thrilled about that. And I only got half ditched because, like, I feel like it's obvious that I would have stayed later than like 8 or 9 o'clock. And she just said that she had to leave by like 8 o'clock or something. I'm like, well, so essentially you can't go. Which was fine, but I guess I wish we would have cleared that up yesterday and I could have left 2 hours ago because Andy's already there. Yeah, anyway. But I'm on my way now. So, this is my concert attire. It's not a whole lot different than my normal attire, except I'm wearing the makeup that, if I didn't have eye issues and if I wasn't like lazy, I would wear my makeup like this every day. But I'm lazy. So yeah. Pretty disparate, is that a word? Disparent's a word, but the right word. Pretty disparate that we're here, still, I guess, ditched, but it happens. I am happy that you guys are with me, hanging out, and man, when I woke up this morning, and after last night's or this morning's video, however you want to put it, because I know like I recorded this morning and put it up, I kind of expected don't be such a baby, or I don't know, not necessarily like super mean comments or anything, don't get me wrong, you guys are like never mean to me, but maybe like more encouraging on the tougher side. But you guys were all so sweet, just like understanding, and some of you are also on the side where you like to have a passenger, because it's not the actual driving that I like. Obviously I prefer to be a passenger so I could just crochet, but it's not the actual driving that I mind. I would just prefer to, I guess, have somebody here with me to be like, oh no, we're lost, with me if I'm lost, or be like, oh no, that car is coming straight for you, or I don't know, but I don't know, it was just really nice and sweet and everything, and I really appreciated it, because I realized how much, even though I talked about how like, oh, it's more just a nervousness, it's not a phobia, I still maintain it's not an actual phobia, because like I sort of feel like a phobia might be more paralyzing, or like maybe I wouldn't have gone, I would have talked myself out of going if I were that scared of it. But I didn't realize how bad of a nervousness it was, because I was dreading like right up to the minute. I think I'm late getting on the road because I was giving my friend the chance to be like, you know what, it's fine, or you know, and so I kept asking the questions like, you sure? Or maybe we could do this, or, you know, like trying to talk it out. And then I kind of just finally put the question down, like, what is your late time? Like, what time do you need to be back, you know? And when it was just obvious, then we just left, you know, left it at that. But, and like, it's okay. She's got her obligations, and that's totally okay. I'm not like upset with her, but I'm upset with the situation of people saying that they were going to go and then leaving me to the last second to be like scrambling to find somebody to go with me. I'm upset with Andy's tour manager because he told Andy they were going to stay in Chicago last night, and then suddenly they were 20 to 30 minutes down the road from me. Andy didn't even know it. He woke up this morning and messaged me where they had stayed the night last night, and I was like, dude, I could have came to see you last night and hung out with you guys. You were like 20 minutes away. So, and his tour manager also told him that they wouldn't get to the venue until like an hour before the show, and they're already there. So, highly aggravated. It'll be okay. Yeah. I'm excited. I'm really excited. I'm nervously excited. I have Andy's music. I took your suggestions, and I'm going to have a nice relaxing ride with Andy's band playing. It's kind of pump me up even more. And like after I talk with you guys, we're just gonna do that. I have Google navigate me. I have Google because my phone's an Android, but I always call it Siri. So, I just realized that Damon and I left a bag of Doritos back here from shopping the other day. I guess I have a snack later. Anyway, we left him there, actually, like originally, I remember now, because this is so silly. It takes me forever to eat a bag, right, of Doritos, forever. But we had bought those, when I showed you guys like weeks ago when Walmart had those well, they were party size, but those retro bags from like the 80s, and I was really excited about that because I was like, there's no more Stranger Things and Demogorgon ones, but there is 80s design. So we bought a bag each of those, of the nacho cheese and the Cool Ranch, and we've made like nachos with some of them already, and we've eaten some of them, but they take so long to eat, and so for like counter space purposes and stuff, I was like, well, we could leave this bag in the car. It's not like Doritos are gonna go bad. What's the worst that's gonna happen? You know, even if they heat up, like we heat them up in the oven all the time. So we had left them in there. Well, we intended to take them in by now, and I certainly wasn't planning to take them to a concert. Whoops. Oh well, I guess they're going to the concert now. So I guess, yeah, I have my water and my Doritos. Yeah, I'm gonna wait till I get there to put my lipstick on because I figured I'm gonna make a mess of that when I'm drinking or whatever on the way. Eye makeup, not an issue. I could do that like with a tiny compact mirror. I could do that with the visor mirror. I could do that with somebody else driving, going down the road. If I wanted to be unsafe, I'm fairly confident that I could put it on while driving and just in the rear view mirror. I wouldn't, for the record, do that. But lipstick's a whole other story. I have to be like perfectly still and have good lighting and staring directly at it and concentrating, and because like I have to get my lines right, and I don't know, I'm not as versed with lipstick. I have my makeup remover and everything just like ready, like on the go, ready for when I mess that up. I feel like when I'm old and gray, I'm gonna be one of those old ladies that has it like all over her teeth, because I just at that point don't care anymore. And if I put it on, it's just gonna be like. Anyway, been a good, I wouldn't have been able to read any of your comments. I was going to say this would have been a good live, right? Just cruising along. I think with these back roads, I used to live out this way. And like when I was married, I lived 2 towns over from where I live now. And so we're going to go through both of the towns on the way there and everything. And there's awful reception, like awful. So I probably would not have been able to do a live anyway. I would have just, transmission ended or whatever. Live has ended, however it says, I don't know. I'm not well versed in this YouTube live thing, you all already know that. But the idea was good, right? I can't believe we've already been chit-chatting away for 10 minutes. Jeez, where's the time? Well, time's been 10 minutes. Anyway, so I have brought, let's see, I'm trying to like think, I was like, yarn related content. I have brought a project to start. Basically, I downloaded a pattern last night to start in case I got there super early or whatnot. I figured I'd start something. It's just a shawl pattern, which I can share later if it works. I'm not so sure about the yarn or the pattern. We'll see. We'll see. It's just a very delicate one. So I have a few of the yarns that are they might be considered a 3-weight yarn, but they're made up of like 5 or 6 of the threads, you know, that I had gotten from like Hobie a long time ago. They don't even have it anymore. I couldn't even tell you the name of it off the top of my head. It's over in my traveling bag over here. Traveling bag, which is my companion, I guess. It's in my side seat today. It's riding shotgun. But yeah. So I brought that. What else? Not a lot else going on. I mean, this is my big excitement for the day. Excuse me. This is my big excitement for the day. I think I will probably let you guys go. I don't want to bore you with my travels, and I'm heading up to a town, so I will be pausing anyway, slowing down, so it'll be a good place to stop and get my Google Maps started. Like, I know where I'm going thus far, but of course I'm going to need my Google Maps started, and I want to get Andy's music going and, you know, all that good fun stuff. So, especially before I lose signal. That'd be awful. I didn't think about that. So, alright. I love you guys, and I will talk to you later. Bye, guys. Well, I made it. That was exciting. Yeah. There's definitely no time for crocheting or anything like that. So I'm glad I didn't bring a lot of stuff. I'm just getting my lipstick on if I can find it in the bag that I brought. And I had to park down the street because there's only a tiny little parking spot, which I did Google it and like Google Maps it and looked at it and everything. So I kind of knew that was going to happen, but I didn't expect it to be full already. So I was hoping I could sneak in there. Yeah. I know. This is going to be terribly entertaining watching me. I might end up clipping this part out. Anyway, hopefully I can park here. It's kind of residential right here, but there's other cars parked here, so I'm hoping I can. It doesn't look like the greatest of neighborhoods, I'm not gonna lie. So anyway, just wanted to let you guys know that I made it, and that hopefully in a few minutes I'll get to see Andy. And yay. All right, so I'll finish this makeup and I'll check back in with you later. Bye.
Hey guys, it's Heather the Crochet Witch. As you already know, you've seen quite a lot of me today already, I think. Welcome to officially day 27 of Vlogust. It's my birthday today. Yay. So as you have already seen, I did decide to go to the concert by myself because, yeah, I got dumped twice. My third person in reserve didn't officially ditch me. But things just didn't line up right for her to go, and that's totally okay. And I actually had been messaging her after I got back tonight, and like just before I popped on here, and she was just super glad. She's like, actually, it sounded really great, and I'm glad you went. And she wasn't upset or anything. She's gonna go another time with me. So it was I was more upset by the fact that I thought that I had upset her, I guess, by our schedules not really lining up. That was like upsetting me with that, with me and her, than anything else, because I just didn't want her to feel, I didn't want her to feel bad. So that was making me feel bad. But everything worked out great, and it was wonderful. The show was great. Andy was complaining that the venue was a bit disorganized, and it was for all the shows I've been to with like Fozzie and with the Nocturnal Affair and with Like Machines, this was a different experience, just because like I don't think that, like, I saw a sign where they listed like events going on for the week, and most of the things were like Monday night karaoke, Friday night karaoke, and this and that. I don't think, even though they have a stage and even though they have reviews where bands have obviously played there, and if you saw in the clip, they have walls that are like chalkboards where bands have all signed their names. I don't think that all of the bands on the wall have played there, because they have like Warrant on there, which Janie Lane has passed away at least a full year ago, but I think several years ago. And I don't think that place has been around a super long time. I don't know. Maybe all of the bands that are on there have played there. Maybe they have had more people play there than I'm giving them credit for. But if that's the case, they were quite disorganized. Maybe it was just a bad night. Or like I said though, like a lot of the stuff on the wall was like karaoke night and this and that, like different things going on that night, but like none of them were concerts. So like I don't think they have a regular concert night, is all I'm saying. So maybe that, or maybe it was the fact that there were supposed to be like two bands plus the main band, who's their name's Gemini Syndrome. And it ended up being like 4 bands plus Gemini Syndrome, and they were trying to like squeeze everybody in, and the scheduling was just crazy, and but that was okay for me personally, because I got to hang out with Andy way more, because while the other bands were setting up and everything, we just kind of hung around outside. Like, I showed up and he was already like peeking over the fence and waving at me and stuff to try to get my attention as I was walking up. And then he snuck me inside. Like, so I didn't even have to go get like ID'd or anything, which that was a whole other thing. Halfway there, and the reason why I showed up later than anticipated, when I said I had like no time to sit and crochet or anything and wait on anybody, they were waiting on me, was because halfway there I don't even know what made me think of it, but I was driving along and I was jamming out to my music, and for some reason I was replaying in my head the things that I had like taken like from my desk, or from, you know, the table, or from my makeup drawers in the bathroom. And I was just replaying that in my head, and I remembered, oh yeah, I took my bank card and I took my credit card, because I take both in case. It's like I know how much is in my bank account, and should anything happen like with the car, or should some big purchase come up, like I don't know what big purchase would have came up. Like, Andy says I can buy his guitar collection for $1,000. That's never gonna happen, but I don't know what would have came up. But in case something does come up, you know, I had my credit card for kind of like an emergency backup. And the thought, like this panic hit me, I never brought my ID, which I always bring my ID. It's right next to my cards. And I was like, oh, I'm already so far from home. I'm going to have to turn around. And I had turned around and I pointed home, and I freaked out, and I like called Andy, and he didn't answer. And I was like, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. And I actually called my friend who was supposed to come with me, and our schedules didn't line up. And I was like telling her my problems, and she's like, can't Andy vouch for you? And I was like, I just tried to call him. And there was a whole panic moment. And I ended up I tried to message one of his other bandmates, and I'm like, I can't get a hold of Andy. I know his notifications aren't on, because he doesn't turn his notifications don't like pop up on his phone. He just checks his social media instead of getting the actual notifications. He does that with all of them. I don't know why. I mean, some people just prefer that. So Andy's one of them. But and he checks them a lot. So like, it's not like I usually wait very long in between messaging him anyway. So, but I texted Michael, that's another member in the band, and I didn't get Michael either. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to go home. So I was just starting to text Drew, another member of the band, and Andy messaged me back, and I was like, oh my God. So I tell him, I was like, oh, your friend is an idiot. That would be me. I'm the idiot. And he said at the time, he goes, I think they're pretty strict here, though. He goes, let me check if they'll let me vouch for you. And he asked, and I guess the guy was super laid back. And he was like, if you say she's cool, I'll give her a bracelet. If you say she's over 21, it's fine. And he was like, no, I just wanted to know if she could get in. Like, she's driving home, so she's not going to be drinking or anything. So, like, he and I both were driving tonight, so neither one of us drank tonight. Because I was driving home, and then he had volunteered to drive his band's van to the next venue, to the next hotel for the venue. So I'm actually waiting. I messaged him to let him know I got home safe, so I'm waiting for his message actually before I go to bed to make sure they got to the hotel safely. But yeah, so he snuck me in anyway once I got there, and I never even needed the ID or the vouching because nobody was at the door at the time that we went in. So he's like, just come back, just come with me. So he snuck me in, and then I got to take the little bit of footage that I showed you guys. I'll take the audio out of that. And most likely I did anyway. I'm sure I did. Just in case, you know. So I don't remember what was playing, but it wasn't, I don't think it was any of the actual bands like just dinking around. It was some, like a radio station I think was playing or something. And then that way you can see the walls and stuff too. And I know I like close up on the band, and I'm sure I will probably try to be clever and edit in like a little arrow or something over Andy, so you see which one is him. And then the show itself was really awesome. They were the first band, so there wasn't that many people there yet, but the crowd had really good energy that was there, I thought. And they were really receptive to them, which is always nice, because a lot of times the really first opening bands don't get a lot of the love. But they did, so that was pretty cool. And yeah, I got to hang out with them, and then hung out with them some more after. And by the time the next band was done, they Andy was like, that was when he was like, "Are you hungry?" And the thought occurred to me that I was like, I never thought about food all day. So I was so excited and nervous, and then excited again. So I was like, oh, I hadn't thought about it all day actually, so I guess so. So he's like, "Do you want to go get dinner?" So he and I went to a nearby, like he was Googling stuff as I was driving, and we went to a nearby, we ended up at like a local bar, a different bar, just like a sports bar kind of place that had burgers and stuff like that. Because we didn't know like what was open anymore, because he said a lot of the stuff he couldn't find. He saw like locations, but he couldn't find like any reviews for it all, so he thought maybe they were closed down. So yeah, we ended up there, and it was really good. The food was really good. The company was awesome, obviously. We just like hung out and chatted the evening away, and that was fun. And like I said, the burgers were really good. I brought some of the fries home to Abby, because I ended up bringing half my burger home too, but I totally ate that after I got home because it was really good. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. We both ended up laughing because a lot when we came back, because he had me behind the merch table with him, and we were watching the merch stand for a while, like in between the main guy watching it when he wanted to like go off and do stuff or whatever. And so people were, I think, thinking that I was like with the band, like they knew I was there with the band members, but they thought I was like part of them, I think, because I had like their t-shirt on and everything. And so they would come up and like talk to the both of us as though like, "Oh, the show was really good tonight and you guys are awesome." And so I would just smile and nod along too, you know, like, "Oh, thanks," and stuff. And one guy was like introducing himself to both of us and getting both of our names, and he's like, "So how long have you two been together?" And we're like, "Oh, no. And he's like, "Oh, you're not together?" And Andy, you know, he's like, "No, we're like best friends." And he's like, "I met her at a show, and we started talking and stuff, and we just talk a lot, and so she came out and wanted to support us." And he's like, "Oh, that's so cool." And he goes, the guy was drunk, but he goes, "I was just reading the vibes, man." And so I was laughing with Andy, and I was like, "Yeah, you're just reading the vibes, man." But it was a fun night. It was a really fun night. Yeah, had a good time. So I'm very glad that I went. And like I know I said earlier, like in the video clip I did earlier, that I really, really appreciate you guys that said I could do it, and that it was gonna be fine and I'd have a good time, and I did. You were absolutely right. I'm glad I listened to you. It seems like such a silly thing to be afraid of, but I guess when you really think about, I still don't want to use the word phobia, just because, like I said, I feel like a phobia is more of a paralyzing fear, because like obviously I will drive obviously I did, right, without very much. It didn't take a lot to talk me into it. I just did it. But is, I guess on some small level, if nothing else, it was some kind of a phobia. It was some kind of fear. So it's funny how some fears, like none of you guys may have that fear, but maybe something that you guys are afraid of, you know, like a lot of people are afraid of like bats or snakes, and I love both of those things, you know. So it's just funny how things like that work, you know, like what specifically sets off people, or I don't know. It's kind of a interesting topic to me, I guess, but anyway. Yeah. So then I came home after. Andy was so nice too. Like they had to leave early because the hotel that they were getting was like actually called them, and I don't know why, but they said something about, even though they had reservations, they were like, are you going to come check in now? And they said, no, we're, you know, probably not going to check in for like 4 more hours. And they were like, you need to check in by this time because we're basically full and we need you to check in or we're going to give your room away. So they had to leave early so they could go get their hotel room. So he asked if I was going to stay and finish watching the other band, and I was like, no, I'm going to go when you guys go, because, you know, I had my drive home and I came to see them. And so that was all good. So he actually like walked me to my car, because remember I told you it wasn't that great of a neighborhood, which he saw when we went to my car to go for dinner. So he walked me to my car. So that was just really nice. I thought, you know, like not a lot of people would do that. They'd just be like, okay, thanks for coming out. Bye. So it was a really fun night. So yeah. And now I have to get started on his blanket, because we talked about that again tonight, and he is definitely wanting the blanket. I think he's been talking to his bandmates about my crocheting too, because the lead singer, his name is Brendan. He was like, when they came today, he was like, hey, how are you and everything? And he goes, so what have you been up to besides he called it knitting, which I was like, oh, but I'm not going to correct him. I wasn't going to. He was like, so what have you been up to besides your amazing knitting? And I was like, thank you. That's about it. But but that was nice of him. So that was nice. I'm guessing Andy showed him, like, when I showed him like my my Lost Boys blanket and some of the Stranger Things things that I've made before, like the Hopper blanket and the Demodog and stuff that you guys have probably already seen. So I guess he probably showed his bandmates. So that's pretty neat. It's my birthday and I'm going to fangirl if I want to, you guys. Anyway. So yeah. Then I came home to take care of little Miss Abbykins, and I have the house to myself tonight because Damon is away and David's at work. And then David won't be home till early, like in the morning. And then I don't know when Damon's coming home. So, but I think after I get this edited, I am going to upload it and then probably try to sleep myself so I can get up and enjoy my birthday. Pokemon Go has an event I want to do. And then I think I'm going to go a town over to my favorite pizza place, which I know is severely breaking my calories, because it is, even in moderation, it is, because this place, oh, their pizza slices are heavenly, but with that much amount of heavenly flavor surely comes calories, because they are, like, their cheese, these pizza slices are like this thick, and it's not the dough, it's like cheese. It's ridiculous. But it's so good. My grandma used to get thin, they've been around for a long time, and my grandma used to get light cheese, and it would still be, you know, like a regular amount of cheese if she got light cheese on it. But I mean, the flavor is just, it's not just the cheese, it's like the sauce, the crust. This pizza is so good. It's so good. It's this place called, it's probably like a generic name. I'm sure like a lot of places have Aroma's Pizza, but it's not like a chain. It's its own place here. But it's called Aroma's Pizza. And oh my gosh, it's so good. So I think I'm going to have that for my birthday. And then, I don't know, crochet, watch Stranger Things, watch my Happy Death Day movie. Sky's the limit. I don't know. But I will end this and get this edited, and yeah, thank you guys for listening to my fangirling about my amazing day, and for giving me the confidence to go and do it so I wasn't stuck brooding at home. I'm glad I went. I'm really, really glad I went. It was a great day. As you'll see, because I'm sure a lot of my pictures were blurry because the lights, for especially because Andy's band was the first band, the lighting for that one they did not have their lighting set up great. And I think that's what made a lot of my pictures pretty blurry. So if I pick some and they're kind of blurry, that's why. Like, almost all of my pictures were blurry of them. So I did the best I could. Next time there'll be better ones. Yeah, there'll be better ones. But I know there'll be a selfie in there of us at least. So we got a selfie before we took off. So, all right, I will definitely talk to you guys later. Thank you so much for all the birthday wishes, by the way. I really appreciate it. I've read them all. I love you guys so much. I'm losing my voice from the show tonight, and they only had a 30-minute set. But all right. I love you guys. Bye.